What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you're carrying invisible chains? Chains forged from the judgments of strangers. Chains that grow heavier every time you check your phone, scroll through comments, or wonder what someone thinks about your choices. Most people will live their entire lives shackled by these chains, never realizing they hold the key to their own freedom. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're breaking those chains. You're about to discover 7 powerful strategies that will completely rewire how you interact with the world around you. This isn't about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about reclaiming something that's rightfully yours, the authority over your own life. By the time we're done here, you'll understand exactly how to filter out the noise, silence the critics, and finally live on your own terms. Let's dive in. Strategy 1. Embrace fearlessness. Here's something nobody wants to admit. Disappointing people is inevitable. Accept it now, or spend your life as a prisoner to everyone else's expectations. The moment you become terrified of confrontation or letting others down, you've already lost. You've handed over control of your decisions, your dreams, and your destiny to people who frankly don't deserve that power. Understand this clearly. Universal approval is a myth. It doesn't exist. Chasing it is like chasing the horizon. You'll run yourself into exhaustion and never arrive. Expressing your authentic self isn't an act of rebellion. It's an act of self-respect. When you constantly mold yourself to fit other people's preferences, you're not being kind or considerate. You're being invisible. You're erasing yourself one compromise at a time. Think about this. Does a lion lose sleep over the opinions of sheep? Of course not. The lion understands its nature and lives accordingly. You need that same energy. Not arrogance, but unshakable confidence in who you are and what you stand for. Will standing your ground create enemies? Probably. Will some people dislike you? Absolutely. But here's the trade-off. Those few who genuinely matter, who truly see you, will respect you infinitely more. And that respect, earned through authenticity, is worth more than 1,000 shallow approvals. Choose strength over acceptance, every single time. Strategy 2. Master selective caring. Your capacity to care is finite, limited, exhaustible. Yet most people squander it like they have an unlimited supply. Every moment you spend concerned about some stranger's opinion online, every second you invest in worrying about trending topics that'll be forgotten by next week, you're stealing from yourself. You're draining energy that could fuel your actual goals, your real relationships, your meaningful growth. This isn't about becoming apathetic. It's about becoming strategic. You need to consciously audit where your emotional energy flows. Ask yourself, does this matter to my mission? Does this contribute to who I'm becoming? Does this deserve space in my mind? If the answer is no, cut it off immediately. No hesitation. No second guessing. When you spread yourself thin by caring about everything, you excel at nothing. You become mediocre by default because excellence requires focused energy. You cannot simultaneously worry about viral trends and build something extraordinary. You cannot obsess over strangers' judgments while pursuing mastery in your craft. Time is the ultimate currency, and attention is how you spend it. Every moment wasted on irrelevant opinions is a moment you'll never get back. Invest wisely. Care deeply about the things that matter. Let everything else fade into white noise. The path to freedom begins with a simple but powerful word: prioritize. Strategy 3. Weaponize the word no. Most people are terrified of 2 letters, N and O. This terror costs them their freedom. Learning to say no isn't just about declining invitations or requests. It's about establishing sovereignty over your life. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're betraying yourself. You're teaching others that your boundaries are negotiable, that your time is available for lease, that your priorities can be overridden. Here's what happens when you can't say no. Other people start writing your schedule. They fill your calendar with their agendas, while your dreams collect dust. They drain your energy for their projects, while yours remain unfinished. You become a supporting character in everyone else's story, instead of the protagonist in your own. Saying no is an act of self-preservation. It's not rude, it's necessary. It declares that you understand your worth and refuse to apologize for protecting it. When you say no without guilt or elaborate explanations, you communicate something powerful. I am not seeking your permission to live according to my values. The beautiful irony? When you stop people-pleasing and start boundary setting, the right people respect you more. The wrong people disappear. And suddenly, you have space, energy, and time for what actually matters. Master this word. Make it a reflex. Let it become your guardian against everything that doesn't serve your highest good. Strategy 4. Build unshakable self-love. Self-love isn't some trendy hashtag or wellness buzzword. It's the foundation upon which your entire life either stands or crumbles. Too many people dismiss self-love as selfish or narcissistic. They couldn't be more wrong. Self-love is the opposite of narcissism. Narcissism is loving an image. Self-love is accepting reality, accepting your strengths, your flaws, your journey, your pace. It's looking at yourself with the same compassion you'd offer your closest friend. When you genuinely love yourself, something remarkable happens. External validation becomes optional instead of essential. You stop performing for approval because you already approve of yourself. You stop contorting into shapes that please others because you're comfortable in your own skin. Self-love creates an unbreakable shield against criticism, not because you ignore feedback, but because your self-worth isn't dependent on it. Someone's negative opinion becomes just information, not identity. You can consider it objectively without letting it shatter you. This isn't arrogance. Arrogance is fragile, constantly needing reinforcement. Self-love is solid. It doesn't need defending because it's rooted in truth, not illusion. When you love yourself, you naturally set higher standards. You refuse toxic relationships because you know you deserve better. You decline opportunities that don't align with your values because compromising yourself becomes unthinkable. You invest in your growth because you're worth the investment. Build this foundation first. Everything else becomes easier when you do. Strategy 5. Define success on your terms. Society handed you a script about what success should look like. It's time to throw that script in the trash and write your own. The world loves standardized definitions of success. The corner office, the luxury car, the impressive title, the enviable lifestyle. But here's the problem. Those definitions were created by people who don't know you, don't understand your values, and don't care about your actual fulfillment. When you chase someone else's version of success, you win someone else's prize. And no matter how shiny that prize looks, it'll feel hollow because it was never meant for you. You'll reach the summit of the wrong mountain and wonder why the view feels disappointing. Defining your own success is revolutionary. It means an artist might measure success by creative freedom, not gallery sales. A parent might measure it by family connection, not career advancement. A teacher might measure it by student transformation, not salary figures. Your definition should reflect your deepest values, your unique strengths, and your authentic desires. Not what looks good on social media. Not what impresses your relatives. What genuinely fulfills you. Here's the freedom this creates. Once you define success on your terms, other people's judgments become irrelevant. They're measuring you with the wrong ruler. Their disappointment in your choices doesn't matter, because they're disappointed you're not playing their game. But you're not playing their game anymore. You're playing yours. Write your own definition. Make it personal. Make it meaningful. Then pursue it relentlessly, regardless of who understands. Strategy 6. Stop asking permission. Every time you seek permission to live your life, you surrender your power to someone who probably shouldn't have it. Think about how often you do this. You want to change careers, but you ask everyone's opinion first. You want to pursue a passion, but you wait for validation. You have a decision to make, but you poll your friends, your family, random acquaintances, seeking their blessing. Here's what you're really communicating. I don't trust myself. I don't believe I'm capable of deciding what's best for my own life. Please tell me what to do. And people are happy to oblige. They love giving permission or withholding it because it makes them feel important, authoritative, needed. But here's the brutal truth. They're making decisions based on their fears, their limitations, their worldview, not yours. When you constantly seek external permission, you create an exhausting dynamic where you're always performing, always justifying, always explaining yourself. You give others veto power over your dreams. That's not collaboration. That's self-sabotage. You already know what you want to do. You already understand what feels right. That voice inside you, the one you keep suppressing to hear everyone else's opinions, that's your intuition. Trust it. Stop presenting your decisions as proposals awaiting approval. Start announcing them as facts. This isn't arrogance. This is ownership. You're not...
So, it's not about seeking permission anymore. You're simply informing people of the path you've chosen. Your life, your choices, your responsibility. Act accordingly. Let's get a bit uncomfortable for a moment. You're going to die. So am I. And, well, so is everyone judging you right now. This isn't morbid. Honestly, it's clarifying. When you truly internalize the temporary nature of existence, everything shifts. Suddenly, that stranger's opinion about your choices seems, well, absurdly insignificant. That criticism from someone you barely know? Laughable. That judgment about how you're living your life? Completely irrelevant. In 100 years, everyone currently worried about what you're doing will be gone. Their opinions will vanish with them. The only thing that persists is the life you actually lived, the experiences you actually had, the person you actually became. So, why are you letting temporary people have permanent influence over your decisions? This perspective isn't depressing. In fact, it's liberating. It strips away all the pretense, and honestly, it reveals what actually matters. Living authentically while you have the chance. Creating experiences that truly fulfill you. Building relationships that genuinely nourish you. And, pursuing goals that really excite you. Time is the only resource you cannot replenish. Every day spent living for someone else's approval is a day you'll never reclaim. Every decision postponed because you're worried about judgment is, well, an opportunity lost forever. Your mortality isn't something to fear. It's something to leverage. It's the ultimate reminder that your life belongs to you, and the clock is already ticking. Use this awareness. Let it fuel urgency. Let it burn away concern for meaningless opinions. Live like someone who understands that time is limited and approval is worthless. These 7 strategies aren't just concepts to nod along with and forget. They're tools for transformation. Each one is a key that unlocks another level of freedom from the prison of external validation. Breaking free from others' opinions isn't about becoming isolated or callous. It's about becoming authentic. It's about finally giving yourself permission to exist as you actually are, not as others wish you would be. The noise will always be there. The critics, the doubters, the people who think they know better. But now you have something they don't. A framework for filtering out what doesn't matter and focusing on what does. Your goals, your values, your definition of success, your authentic self. These are the only opinions that deserve your energy. So, go forward with this new understanding. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Say no without guilt. Love yourself fiercely. Define success on your terms. Stop seeking permission. And just remember, life is far too short to live it for anyone but yourself. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We're building a community of people who refuse to live as spectators in their own lives. People who understand that true freedom begins the moment you stop caring about the wrong things and start caring deeply about the right ones. Your authentic life is waiting. Go claim it.